So we want to factor this trinomial. Now it has this form, right? It's something x squared plus something x plus something. So it has this form. Now we know that if it does factor, it will factor into two binomials. So it'll be something like a binomial times a binomial. Right? So these guys are going to be binomials. Now what we need to think about though, now this method is called, this is why I probably didn't spend any time on it, but this is going to be basically, it's a trial and error method. Okay, so you have to try something. If it doesn't work out, you try something else. If it doesn't work out, you keep trying until you exhaust all the possibilities. There's a lot more room for mistakes and time consuming than the method, the AC method that I did teach earlier. But since some of you are wanting to use it, I will definitely show it to you. So we know that this is going to be two binomials. Now the first two terms of the binomial, so these guys, the first terms need to multiply to be what? Good. They need to be multiplied to be 5x squared. So what are the options? What are the possibilities what are the two things that might multiply to be 5x squared? 5x and x. So this first example should be fairly straightforward. But I'll show you in a couple more examples where you might have to try it a couple of times. Now, the next terms, the next thing that you want to do is talk about the signs. So I've got positive here on my third term and a positive here. So what does that tell me about my signs that are going to be here? They're both going to be positive. So here I'll put in purple. You may not be able to see it on the board, but in the scanned notes the colors come up pretty nicely. So these signs are, I'll put a positive in parentheses. That means are positive because of signs in the trinomial, these guys. Now the last thing, in these last two terms, we know that these two numbers have to multiply to be what? The last terms must multiply to be a 3 here. This 3, the last term in my trinomial. So what are the options that can multiply to be 3? 1 and 3. So here, this is where the trial and error method comes in. You don't know which one's going to be 1 or which one's going to be 3. So you just pick one. Suppose we stick the 1 here and the 3 here. We just arbitrarily choose, let's try 1 and 3. This is the trial part. Now we must check by multiplying. That's the only way that you're going to be able to factor with this method. You can pick the two numbers that will multiply to be this one, pick the two numbers that will multiply to be that one, and then try it out. And if it doesn't work, you'll have to try it, you have to switch it up somehow. So does this multiply to be that? So this is going to be 5x squared, let me just write it, 5x plus 1 times x plus 3 is equal to 5x squared plus an x, my inner terms, plus 15x plus 3. This is 5x squared plus 16x plus 3. Does this equal that? No. So this didn't work. So then what's the other thing that I want to try? So I'm going to keep everything the same. I've got a 5x plus something and then an x plus something. But notice that I put my 1 here with the 5x and my 3 with the x. This didn't work, so what do you think I want to try next? What's my other option? Yeah, switch them out. I'll put the 3 here and the 1 here. Everyone multiply this and see if this will give you the right answer.